Full Metal Jacket is a film about the Vietnam War, directed by Stanley Kubrick. Now, a lot of Kubrick's work, as I've said previously, isn't for everyone. However, the chances are you're going to like Full Metal Jacket. That being said, not everybody may like the film. It's a film which changes its pace halfway through, and that's something people dislike the film for. The first part of the film focuses on boot camp training. It follows trainee soldiers through their tough training under the command of a hard drill sergeant played by Lee Ermey. Ermey wasn't initially supposed to be playing the drill instructor, and was in fact hired as the technical advisor. However, his real-life characteristics related to the character of the drill sergeant, he eventually got casted for the role. Kubrick strategically made the film in the 1980s, and released the film in 1987, way after some of the other big Hollywood films which focused on the Vietnam War, like Apocalypse Now. The film follows Private Joker, played by Matthew Modine, through his boot camp training to his role as a military journalist in the Vietnam War. The film is seen in two parts, the first part being boot camp and the second part focuses more on the war aspect. Many people prefer the first half, but I think they're both equally as entertaining for different reasons. In the first half we're introduced to Leonard, often referred to as Private Pile throughout the film. This character is meant to be seen as unfit and lazy in comparison to the other recruits, and it's up to the drill sergeant to motivate him. Although Pyle seems to improve throughout his training, the punishments inflicted upon him by the drill sergeant and the humiliation he has to endure throughout the film never leave his mind. In the second half, we are introduced to some new characters such as Rafterman and Animal Mother, who is portrayed to be a ruthless take-no-shit powerhouse. This character alone is enough to love the second half. The end scene is quite disturbing in my opinion, mainly because the sniper which the team successfully take out turns out to be a young girl. Watching this scene for the first time seemed really creepy, the way she's on the floor gasping for air, barely being able to pray and begging the men to kill her. It almost makes you feel sympathetic for her despite the previous feeling of wanting the group to have vengeance for the men she killed, which without ruining anything is quite an intense scene. The film also marks the film debut of Vincent D'onofrio, who prior to filming Full Metal Jacket had no previous film experience. Kubrick asked D'onofrio if he could gain weight for his role in the film, which he accepted to do. Now already I think this was a big demand considering it was his first major on-screen acting role. However, he went along with it and ended up gaining £80 for his role as Private Pyle. It's uncertain how Kubrick initially wanted to end the film. In the script, Animal Mother cuts the head off the sniper with a machete. I think this would have been quite unnecessary. However, I would have liked to have seen how the film could have ended on those circumstances. The soundtrack to the film is also amazing. It fits the tone of the film perfectly. In fact, I loved the soundtrack so much, I had to get the album. I also have to point out how real Kubrick made the film seem. It's almost like you're amongst the men, especially towards the final parts of the film. Overall, I think the film is an epic war drama which elaborates on the process of turning young men into killers. It also touches upon morality towards the end of the film, and also has moments of comedy throughout. I rate Full Metal Jacket a 9 out of 10.